Hello viewers, this is AKwasp, and today I'm bringing you a video from Diablo3, Reaper of Souls expansion. Quite a fun game, I like it a lot. The expansion came out, I believe it was a year ago yesterday. A lot of fun. They're actually having a week-long first year anniversary bonus going on for double XP and double gold. But anyways, this is a video just demonstrating my Barbarian, which is my favorite class in this game. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, basically this is what is called a Nephalem Rift that was introduced the same time as the expansion. And it's basically, so there's a tiered system of difficulty in Diablo 3. For those who played Diablo 2, probably remember back when there was normal, nightmare, and hell difficulty, and then all the resistances and generally all the monsters. Everything scaled, and so did the loot. In Diablo 3 they have something similar, except it's even more tiers from, I don't even know what the base ones are, normal to hard. And then you get Torment, which is the extremest of difficulties, and then that in itself has an additional 6 tiers of difficulty. Right, so the video you're watching right now is the very, very highest difficulty in the game. And as you can see, I'm basically just face rolling through everything. It's really fun. It took a long time to get to this point, but it's really fun. It's just awesome to see everything die, because after spending just so long of, really struggling through killing things, I was able to get this fully completed raid core set. That's what the Barbarian is using, which basically, when coupled with a Vile Ward shoulder piece, is just incredibly strong against crowds of monsters. And actually, I'm not even using a fully spec'd out gear or skill set in this particular video. This is just actually a video of me with sprint and other speed enhancing items, basically just to go through everything really fast, because as you can see, everything is just dying in seconds. I mean, the hardest elite packs are melting in a matter of seconds. Most things are dying in 1 or 2 hits. Actually, with the damage over time bonuses that I have, pretty much everything that is what you consider white mob, meaning non-elite, is pretty much going to die in 1 hit, where I could just walk away and it's going to slowly tick away and die. And luckily the minimap displays icons of any particularly good items drops, and also makes a sound, so you can go back and look at that. But it's fun to not even bother looking at what's on the ground unless it's a good ding, and then you go back and you go find it. But yeah, this is really fun. This is actually this Barbarian. So again, those who played Diablo 2 will remember that there used to be what they called ladder seasons. Or not seasons, but they call them ladder. I guess seasons is a fair term. Anyways, in Diablo 3 they dropped the term ladder altogether. Now they're just seasons. So basically, every few months or so, right, they basically take and they allow you to create a new character from scratch and a brand new economy from scratch, which everyone else is also starting from scratch. So basically, you start at level 1 with absolutely nothing in the stash, no other characters, no merchants or anything in town to start off with, and you're just starting on level footing with everybody else, which is quite fun. Which is actually what I did in, I want to say it was like October? No, it was probably, it was, I think it was August, and this was during Season 1, so the first season that came out, and that's when I made this Barbarian, and it was just so fun. He quickly got to be miles ahead of where my other previous non-seasonal Barbarian was, and just completely great. Once the season ended, I kind of stopped playing for a while, but I came back recently and just rolled all my other good items into him. And this is what you see now. So this is Season 1 Barbarian, but during the active time of Season 2. So technically he is a non-seasonal character. I say technically, it's completely, literally exactly that. But yeah, he's fun. I like playing him. I have a level 70, which is the maximum level of characters for all the other characters also in the non-season, but I don't play anybody else, and frankly, I don't really know how to. This is too much fun to do anything else. I really like being tanky. I know that a lot of the other classes have to really do a lot of fancy footwork to essentially avoid getting hit. But I'd much rather just, you know, face plow through everybody and not really care about damage, which is nice. But anyway, so like I said, this is a T6 Nephalem Rift, which is really good for loot. Essentially the best tier of items in the game are of legendary or ancient quality, and the drop rate for all those items are, I'm not sure if it's doubled or something, but it's basically a lot higher drop rate in these rifts than it is in the normal game. So pretty much this is a really good and easy place to farm for those legendary items, but it's also a very good place to get gold. There is one better place to get experience than these Nephalem Rifts, and that is actually the Greater Rifts. So after, well, I guess it was during the season, but it was at a certain point, essentially, after you kill, or after you finish the Nephalem Rift, you kill the Nephalem Guardian, and more often than not, he will drop a Keystone of Trials, which you then use to essentially unlock a certain tier of Keystone, which lets you open up a Greater Rift. And a Greater Rift, which goes from 1 through 40 through 50, even 60 and above. And essentially those numbers scale even further than the T6 Torment difficulty goes. So I think T6 is equivalent to something in the high 20s or so, maybe, yeah, probably high 20s, and then everything in the mid 30s is pretty much the best place where you can get experience. However, when you're in a Greater Rift, there's no gold that drops, so all the loot and everything comes at the end, and it's tough. You can't switch gear, stuff like this, but it's fun. It's a lot more challenging. The following video that I'm going to be posting for Diablo will actually be with the Greater Rifts, so you'll be able to see a comparison. And basically, what you'll see is here, me completely having no trouble with anything ever, just going through everything as fast as I can find it and hit it. And then in the Greater Rifts, you're going to see me just completely struggle because I'm doing the highest tier rifts in the 40s. Well, not the highest tier rifts, but the highest tier rifts that I can do. And basically be playing this Furious Charge build the way that it's kind of intended to be played, because as you can see in this video, it's completely overpowered. And that's frankly, you know, just the ratio of the amount of potential damage that I can output to the amount of toughness and strength of the opponents. And my output doesn't change, but in the Greater Rifts, all the opponents are a lot tougher. So yeah, you'll see that. But think about this video when you're watching that, and think about how completely ridiculously easy and this was, and how in no threat of death was I at pretty much any point in this, and just basically looking for the next monster to hit. It's fun. One of the other good things I like about this, I alluded to it before, is that one of the rings that I throw on, or I guess a gem in a ring that I throw on when I'm doing the Nephalem Rifts, has the gem that's called the Boon of the Hoarder, which basically is responsible for all these gold falling everywhere, all over the screen, all the time. It's nice. It just makes monsters drop tons of gold, and it also gives a movement speed following every time that I pick up gold. So it's nice. It adds to the speed and efficacy of the farming. But yeah, so that's that. All of this is actually going to be changing really soon. So, like I was talking about seasons, you know, the ladder stuff, the Season 2, which is the current season, and the current patch is 2.1.2. You don't really need to know that, but that's what's responsible for this build being so strong. But Season 2 is ending on April 5th, I believe, and Season 3 is beginning on April 10th, and with it will be coming the 2.2 patch. Now, I don't think there's anything specifically to nerf this Furious Charge build, but there are new changes coming to the game that are going to make essentially the IK set, the Immortal King set, a lot more viable, and it's going to have a lot more flexibility in terms of what you can do. Because right now, Furious Charge is basically responsible for 100% of damage that I put out, besides the ultimate abilities, which is the Wrath of Berserker and the Call of Ancients, which are responsible for all my single target damage, but you don't really ever see that in this Nephalem Rift because yeah, it's just so easy. In fact, during this video, there's 2 rifts you can see, and it's so fast. You're just going through them so quickly. Yeah, so with this Season 3 patch 2.2, Whirlwind is going to be a viable Barbarian build again, which is going to be nice. I've heard that apparently Whirlwind was the build that Barbarians used before the expansion. People kind of got tired of it. I never got tired of it because I never really got to play it. I didn't quite care for Diablo 3 at all pre the Reaper of Souls expansion, pre what they call Loops 2.0 and the removal of the auction house. Thought the game was very lackluster, very disappointing. Actually, I think I went back and played some Diablo 2 after the release of Diablo 3, so it was so bad. But if you guys have a similar experience to mine, you think that Diablo 3 is just completely trash, I can assure you it's not. It was. It's not anymore. It's a great game. Ever since Reaper of Souls came out, I think it's like half off or more for the 1-year anniversary. It's really fun. They changed everything. You really get a sense of loot progression and gear. You're upgrading your gear constantly. Loot is very easy to find. You can play with teams very easily, just general people on the internet, or by yourself. Both are very viable. Normally, actually, I always play on public games, and I just completely charge ahead and kill everything while everyone else is behind. And occasionally, there's another player or two that are helpful in the game, so that's kind of cool. But just for consistency's sake, well, not consistency's sake, but for the lack of dealing with, random people on the internet, for lack of a better term, I chose to film these 2 rifts in a private game, so that there wouldn't be, the random comments screaming on screen that you might see occasionally in a random game. Yeah, so that's that. This is, again, Furious Charge build, patch 2.1.2, which is a lot of fun. And 2.2 will be coming out soon. I feel like hopefully this is a bit explanatory. I'm not planning to make a video about the type of gear and the type of skills that I'm using. But if that's something you guys would like, let me know, and I'll definitely incorporate that into the Greater Rift video, which I'll be making probably in a couple days' time. Obviously before the end of the season. Hopefully next week. It should hopefully be up next week. I'm thinking Monday. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is a fun game. I love it. Let me know if there's anything else in Diablo that you would like to see. I'm basically planning to just put this Nephalem Rift up. Rifts, it's 2, followed by the Greater Rift. Possibly a video on gear, but I don't think that that's of much interest to everybody. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then yeah, that'll be it for the current season, and then through April there'll be the changes. So I'll get the new gear and probably put up a few videos of the new bonuses with the Whirlwind build, as opposed to all of this crazy Furious Charging. Although I really do like the Furious Charge gameplay. Or play style, I should say, and I might continue playing it. So we'll see. I might do a hybrid between. We'll see what's efficient, but I like this a lot. As you can see, my Paragon level's what, 450 or so, 443. Right? Okay. So it's a great game, and it's a lot of Paragons. Oh, it's definitely not as many Paragons as people who are like high up on the leaderboards, but it's a lot of Paragons for someone who just plays this game casually for fun. So anyways, thanks for watching, appreciate the viewership, and check out the following videos for more Diablo content or other gameplays. Thanks for watching.